Blue Yo. Unless, I guess Falcon banned it out.
Since you're new, Blue Suyo. Blue side Suyo. That's Blue Yo.
Oh.
They banned it, so they're reading it as well.
It's taken off the table, but there is the Bruno locked in for Fanatic Onic. And Bruno, 93% pickup rate and 55% on the win rate. Honestly, it's been such a heavy hitter, and a lot of teams try and find a way to work through it, right? We've seen the Angie Ling come out. Sometimes it worked in their favor, but other times completely got dominated.
I love that gambit. It's either you ban the Suyo here, we end up with it, or we take the Bruno. I think that was a good move, a good opening gambit by Fnatic.
It might have honestly been better just to do a throwaway ban, leave them both open for Falcon, right? Because I think that was the plan for FNOP. It's like, listen, we're going to force you to ban one of them. We get one of them no matter what. So now, what does FCON respond with?
Hey, the Eve is still on the table. Definitely something picked up. The Mathilda is still currently walking. The Hilda
also on the field. Joe.
Phoveus and Joy.
All right, so it's not like Dax was running out, not in the first phase. So they put Royal Milk on one of his specialties. If you ask me, so far in his history in M6, it's this, the Phoveus, or the CC.
This is comfortable. Game one, it is a best of 5. We have to remember that. And if there's going to be a time that you go to comfortable picks, it is definitely game one. And FCON just sticking with that. FNOP, on the other hand, you pick up maybe jungler here, Cho, Alpha, or that was a Fredrin to counter against the Joy.
I like it, right? You have the Way of the Dragon, you have the crowd control, the knock-up. To stop that Joy in its tracks, I mean, that's one of the hardest things with the Joy is the mobility. Now having a means to slow him down and the energy eruption from the Fredrin as well. It's definitely a power move from Fnatic Onic.
Believe it or not, this is just King Kong's third hero in all of M6. The Beast has played Joy, the Beast has played Suyo, and just this, the Fredrin. Folks, quick fun fact about Kid X, he holds the highest assists in a single game record in M6. That's 20 with the Hylos. He scored that against NIP Flash, and he's, by the way, the #1 tank amongst aggregate scores in all of the tanks, all the roamers in M6.
Okay, and speaking of that, now we get our tank locked in first phase for the side of FCON, and it is the Tigreal, and we saw how good this Tigreal did against Fredrins in the past. It's a beautiful answer to it. It's a great way to either push away, lock him down for a second, and give this Joy the ability to do whatever it wants in the pit. Now, coming into bans, second phase, FCON still are going to need a gold laner, they're going to need a mid laner, an FNOP mid laner, and then EXP most likely.
Yeah, and there goes that Hilda ban, going to take that off the table over there from Falcon Esports. Now, we have yet to see the Mage from either side. I mean, we have the Eve still available, the Aurora still can rise to the occasion. You know, I would say they could have went for the glue on Fnatic Onic, right? Especially when you have this Phoveus, but without the mages on the table, the Vexana is still up for grabs.
And that's exactly what Fnatic Onic attacked.
Yeah.
This is a PX7 special. 1/3 of the XXX. You take it away, you force him on something else, which I think they were expected to come through because a Tigreal and a Vexana, ooh, that's a lot of CC.
Hear me out, FCON, good mid laner choice. Aurora would be nice. I think we might see the ban. But we've seen this with Cillian a few times. We've seen it do great against the Fredrin, another big ranger, long-distance mage. I think FCON, you find something that's backline, heavy backline.
I'm with ya, because so far, Fnatic Onic, they have good front line. They have good front to back. But who are you going to send to go catch PX7 if he does get his hands on a Sicilian? Does Fnatic ban it here?
It's possible.
Is it worth
could
it?
be. I mean, we've been building up the end game.
Because Eve is still open.
Eve is still open. That's
Which
another
one?
big backliner. But they need a mid laner too, so it's like we also want to look for counterplay. We want to look for these ideas.
And Prince on the Eve was a thing of beauty.
Yes.
Prince on the Farsa.
There is light.
Now,
They ban it.
Also
Oh, Louis.
ooh, call me crazy, right?
FCON's got to take Eve.
But I say, yeah, you gotta take this Eve up while it's available. They're gonna take the Farza though, gonna lock in on a different side of artillery.
But that was also, we saw Super Prince on Farza yesterday too,
That's
which
right.
was disgusting. So either one.
He made the Mage Prodigy look like a prodigy. Like, you are the prodigy, I'm the monster. That's what happened yesterday. So what does Prince pick up now?
I mean, is the Eve still viable against
I mean,
Farza?
That's fighting fire with fire.
Oh yeah, you're both just long range. Whoever gets the better position in that extent.
It does set up a better box, or at least an equally sized box, because you also have a Tigreal for FCON.
Yeah, and you also have a Cho, which still can be flexed to the XP lane. If they do that, technically they could pick up the Mathilda, put the Eve in there, you have a means to escape. and you have a means to engage. And I think that would be a good read, especially up against this composition.
A flex like that could be vicious.
Kirk has played it, and what a read! Wheezy on point.
Mr. Weezeman.
Trick the Reaper.
Wheezy F, is that for Fanatic? You got that Faramis Matilda combo. Dirty duo here. We've seen it just a couple of times, a handful of times in MPL Philippines. And boy, oh boy, was it quite the combo. So what's left for Falcons here? They still need a hero for Benny.
Gold lane, I mean, against the Faramis, what? They could pick up something like the Claude and go, we've seen a little bit. It's not that great right now, but at least counters. You could pick up Dabir's Passion,
Or a
you
Melissa.
know, or Melissa to
So
stop
Beatrix,
the dive.
Claude,
Melissa are kind of I think that's the way we go.
Yeah, I would say Natan, but I don't know, looks a little shaky here. I think that's a good read. Definitely something that can play for survivability. You have a very heavy dive-centric composition and sustainability
I've been waiting
from
for
Fanatic
too long.
Onic. So as we are seeing that last pickup,
Carry.
locked in.
I mean, it does deal with the tankiness of Fredrin, but that Cult Altar, that's what I'm seeing the lack of right now. But at least they have the Joy to help deal with that.
All right, with the pick set in, let's throw it over to our casters, calling the action. It's Naisu and Ingan.
Thank you so much to the panel. Wheezy, great to have you with us. What is up, guys? I'm Naisu, joined here on the desk with Ingan, here to bring you the action. It's our first best of 5 ahead of us. How we doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great again. First best of 5 finally. I'm hoping this is gonna go all the way, and at the same time, looking at the lineup, this is what Royal Milky used in game number 1 yesterday. The Phobias up against NIP Flash started things out strong with 707, and they're gonna look to replicate what happened yesterday.
Well, we're going to find out if it works out. I know we've got a crowd here, so IOI Convention Center, are you ready? It's a ticket to the top 4 in Axiata on the line. It's our first best of 5 heading into the land of Dawn. Will it be Fnatic, Onic, Philippines, or Falcons Esports? And you guys get to cheer a little bit longer while we wait to get to the game. But we saw it, man. We saw the compositions. Our panel broke it down. Man, you know what? This is that point in the tournament where everybody's hype. Everybody wants to know the top 4 teams that are going to be heading forward.
Whoever wins, again, will proceed to the top 4, and at the same time, looking at Fnatic Onic Philippines, you know, this lineup is really rooted in the Filipino playstyle, the group ups. We even called it before the ultimate bonding experience. You have a Matilda paired up with a Faramis, and this time it's also King Kong on the Fredrin. So it's like a bit of a throwback with what Fnatic Onic Philippines, the super family, is going to show up against a Falcon Esports.
Well, you can see it, you know, familiar faces, of course, out there too, and I think that's the thing, man. The environment changes a little bit here, Ingan, especially when we have a best of 5. We saw this, you know, already when we kind of made that switch where we were in best of 1s for a while, and then you finally see some of the teams obviously performing in the best of 3. Now, the fact that this is a best of 5 for Falcon Esports, they've showed great things, and I think a lot of people really were awakened in a way, like seeing the Falcon Esports. And we know the region itself, very successful, you know, throughout even the M Series previously. But I feel like this is a big statement depending on how this game falls out. So here we go. Let's jump into the game here. It started off game number 1, the best of 5. Ready to break this out again. As we get a look at the junglers, this is where it's really important. King Kong and Dax. We'll see if they can step up, especially Dax here. He's done amazing things, but again, this is against King Kong. The guy has been the king of the jungle so far. Before we break it down a little bit further, everybody watching with us right now, M6 Pass.
Yeah.
It's now available.
It's actually the perfect time.
This is the perfect time
to get the M6 Pass. While we head into a little bit of a troubleshooting, you can complete all active tasks during the event to reach level 75 for free. Get amazing rewards including Claude's Battle Emote, M6 Glory Avatar Border, Baksha's Battle Emote, and the new special skin, Baksha Dauntless Shield. You know what, Naisu? What's the best part?
Tell me.
It's all for free!
It's all for free. You can get that at level 75 for free.
But it's hard to get to level 75.
Hey, man, you know what? That's why there's the support chest, too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
If you got the diamonds, might as well spend it, you know?
Speaking of support.
There's the support.
There's the support of Falcon Esports. I mean, man, even during the team lineup, the team entries, they were all so hyped Because again, Falcon Esports has been exceeding a lot of expectations. If you're going to go back to all the talent predictions when it comes to the top 8,
Yeah.
I rarely see Falcon Esports on the board. And right now, just looking at their track record, they won against Aurora, lost against Twisted Minds, won against SRG, BTK, and yesterday, NIP Flash with a sweep.
I think that's why I was saying, you know, it's just they've come into M6, again, as a region, you know that they have a specific play style. They love to be pretty aggressive, and maybe that's what's needed here, because our panel was the ones talking about this, man. They were saying that, you know, this might be one of the most aggressive Philippine teams that we've seen, you know, in Fanatic Onic Philippines, and Falcon Esports, that might be the answer to the problem that a lot of teams are having facing against, you know, FNOP is, can you match their aggression? But I think it's always that question is like, if you can match their aggression, can you keep it up throughout the entirety of a game? Not just game one though, but like an entire series. And I think that's really where the test comes for a lot of the teams that will face off against teams like Fnatic Onic Philippines. I mean, you can almost say the same too for a team like Team Liquid ID, where last night, you know, they very decisive so far just through the matches that they've been through, and Falcon Esports has showed it. I think you really pointed this out too, just the fact that, you know, Royal Milk alone, you think about the XP lane and it's not, I mean, let's be real, the hero choices in the XP lane there's been some more variety in M6, but some people say, man, XP is a little bit boring, you know, but I would say players like Royal Milk, for example, and even Kirk. Kirk could be the same thing. Kirk popped off yesterday. He had like a deathless game on the Edict.
Even the Lord Steal.
Yeah.
We could forget that. He was getting targeted, getting bursted down, but when a Primal Wrath with the Edith was all he needed to get the Lord. And I do like the fact that you mentioned the XP lane, because looking at the first neutral objective, the Turtle, no one rotates to the gold lane.
Yeah.
The gold lane is now the dead lane. They leave them be, give them enough space and time. It's all about the rotations in the XP lane. Who's going to clear up first? Who's going to get to rotate first? Who's going to be the aggressor first? And with the two XP laners, Royal Milk up against Kirk, we could see, I mean, action right away, even before 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how they kind of approach that. I think that's a good point too with the gold lane, specifically where, you know, they've known that they've been left to their own kind of devices, and then they usually just duke it out 1v1 their own. We do have a quote here though, while we go ahead and wait for things to get settled, from Coach RC, of course. From RC, we've been wanting to face FNOP since the Swiss stage to test our team's strength against the MPL Philippines Season 14 champions. As a Filipino myself, I'm excited for the challenge of competing against a full Filipino team. We hope to give them a good fight and show our surprise pick. Of course, we're aware of the strengths, so we only have about 50% confidence in this matchup. See you guys on the stage. Would you take the 50% confidence?
I think it's more of them not underestimating their opponents. Again, I do agree that it's better for them, of course, if they were able to face up against Fnatic in the group stage. Because even the coach of Fnatic Onic Philippines, Coach Why Not, he also mentioned that the Swiss stage was actually, it's like it exposes the teams. It makes you question if you're really good, because it's all best of ones. And for Coach RC, I know he's excited to go up against Fnatic Onic Philippines to test their strength. Luckily for him, even if they lose a couple of games, there's still a chance for them to come back, because again, it's a best of 5 series. A lot of room for them to show the surprise picks that they are bragging about.
I think the surprise picks they have been happening, you know, throughout M6 so far. Either way though, we saw that video package yesterday alone where the lower bracket run, man. You know, if a team gets sent down to the lower bracket, we've seen this before where they make that, what they call it, the lower bracket buff. The lower bracket run, where they eventually get to the grand finals and then, you know, end up becoming champions there if they can. But I think either way, you know, you work with this. And here you go.
Okay.
Good luck with it. That's the support chest, I believe, right? Hey, good luck.
Good luck. Let's see.
What's he get?
I'm not sure. Okay, he's going
Actually,
for one more.
He's just spending it all. This is another way you guys can level up your M6 pass right now. Right, he's going.
Going for the
Just
level
hit max.
75.
I would hit max.
Let him take his time. It adds to the suspense, okay? You still got around, how many is that more? Around 5, 6 draws?
5, 6 draws. He's got about 200 diamonds left.
Oh, 300 XP? Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Level up that pass while you can. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think once we eventually get to this game, that's where you have to see. If Falcon Esports if they get the advantage early on, I think we might actually see, because have we seen Fnatic Onic Philippines really struggle? I mean, at all M6, if we think about it, you know, and a team to go into this and kind of say, you know, you do obviously respect a team that is, most people would say, tournament favorite now up to this point. You know, so you got to approach it with a certain kind of mindset, I feel like, and if that's 50% confidence, but also you're just kind of respecting on what the fact that Fnatic has done to all the teams they've played at this point, that's the best thing you can do.
I think it also goes the same way for Falcon Esports. Again, just looking back at who they faced up, who they brought down. Fnatic Onic Philippines, they can't also underestimate this emerging team in Falcon Esports. And going back to your major point a while ago, if a team like Falcon Esports can match up the intensity, the pace, the tempo of Fnatic Onic Philippines, that's going to be put into question for game number 1. But the thing that I'd like to highlight also is what Leo has been saying.
What do you say?
That King Kong has been transitioning slowly to some sort of a utility jungler. I mean, for the first half of the respective MPL, we've been seeing King Kong use the Fannies, the Lings, the highly mechanical assassin players. But right now, he's been resorting to a Suyo that has an Impure Rage for added sustain. And now the Fredrin, giving a lot of time for Super Friends and for Killer to shine up, stack up, and be the main course of their team. So it's going to be a question of, it's not going to be a question of if you can match Fnatic Onic Philippines tempo. It's going to be about, oh, it is that.
I was gonna say, I'm waiting for you.
It is that nice too.
It is that. But here's the thing.
No, but the thing is it going to be a high fast-paced tempo that you're going to be matched up with? But looking at this right now, it's a Fredrin. We all know the Fredrin has sustainability. It's more sustained, more controlled. So you don't know what type of aggression Fnatic Onic Philippines will be releasing now.
If it's anyone, man, it's King Kong that's going to be the aggressive Fredrin. You know, like, he might be able to go ahead and pull that off if that's the plan. Really, for a lot of people that have been watching up to this point, especially Swiss Stage, you know, Fredrin, you automatically think of Mobazane, of course, found success with it and made it work. But this time that it's going to be in the hands of King Kong, and I think we are going to be getting a glimpse at King Kong here. Is his playstyle and how he likes to go ahead and utilize even these utility junglers. You know, just looking at here, whether it's the Joy, whether it's this Fredrin, whether it's the Suyo, he has a certain playstyle. And I think that aggression, but it's also what a lot of people would call it, is just this kind of calculated aggression that teams haven't been able to tame him. You haven't been able to tame this guy in the jungle just yet. And I feel like every single time a team does approach FNOP, that's one thing on that box of the multiple boxes that they have to check off.
Yeah, and not to mention Super Friends, apart from King Kong, has also been popping off. Right now, for the side of Falcon, PX7 has the Farsa, but yesterday it was actually Super Friends who first used the Farsa, popped off with a Feathered Airstrike, became a menace up against their opponent's SRG for this specific game. And just looking at King Kong with the Joy, man, how will the question is, how will you tame the beast in his own jungle?
I don't know, man. You got to be able to tame it. No, go with the max.
Okay, he's going with the max. He's
43.
going with the Naisu style.
Okay, 20. We're doing
20.
half. How much XP is this? We got to look really closely.
Oh, it's Delar.
It's Delar. Hey, what's that? 5,000 XP?
I can't do quick math, bro. let's ask Delar.
Good luck, Delar. Last one.
Last one, go.
Oh. Danny got 7,000 XP. Hey, we're going back to the game. Congratulations for all the XP. And now we can catch back up. Again, only a minute into this. So nothing too crazy just yet. I'm not sure also if we got a glimpse at the emblems, but maybe we get a picture at that. We can see them here. King Kong did go Concussive Blast with the Fredrin. He is going to be up against Dax running that Temporal Rain. This is the typical thing we've seen from the Joys here. But also with this, again, it's Royal Milk. I think if anything for FNOP to deal with, it's not letting Royal Milk have that kind of similar experience he had on the Phoveus yesterday, where he was just had a massive game in his favor.
Yeah, again, he started out strong with a 707, looking at the emblem set. Okay, so King Kong really go. Oh, Dax! Forced it down. Brusco was just busy looking at the emblems, and Dax, it all happened in a flash. Took down the Bruiser with one electrifying beats.
That's how fast it can happen, especially with a Joy across from you. So now Turtle's up. FNOP's going to start this up. They do have the advantage, and it's quickly going to go down. So they are going to just trade this out. King Kong will secure that. But look at the moves here from Falcon Esports. Dax trying to take the purple. Might get cut off here, not able to go and secure it.
Oh, here comes Kelra, and the kick also getting gacked up by 4. And that's the trade Fnatic Onic Philippines went with. They got the turtle plus a shutdown onto Dax.
So they get that, they make it work. Now possibly looking for more. Royal Milk also here in the mid lane, but holding it down once again. Objective secured for FNOP, and that's what they're probably going to focus on the most. That's why they also have the Fredrin. And just the amount of pure utility they have, man. That's, I think, one of the biggest obstacles in this game one that they have to overcome. Here we go again. Now taking a look at the emblems. Look at all the quantum charges here for FNOP. Of course, plus the 2 concussive blasts to help with that clear speed, but tanky enough to sustain a lot of the damage. We'll see if it works out. Kid X.
Implosion, Sacred Hammer gonna connect with Super Prince, making sure Kirk is safe with the Netherrealm, but that's one major resource expended by Fnatic Onic Philippines. So far, Kid X still a good catch.
This is what I was saying, though. It's all about getting through that utility. I mean, we're talking about a Matilda and a Feramis. A combination that, you know, you got to have a lot of things to throw at that, just the utility alone to go and overcome it. And then on top of this is withstanding the setups from Kirk. I mean, a lot of times lately we've seen Cho just going in the roam, you know, and playing that. Here we go.
This is the aggression we were all talking about Fnatic Onic Philippines zoning out once again. Kid X now gonna transition onto the top lane, gonna try and get down energy shields, zoning out Benny, but here comes PX7 though with the Wings by Wings.
They're gonna get some extra gold here for Kelra, working on that turret, nearly half down now. Turtle's gonna be up shortly here. So we'll see how they rotate through this. Royal Milk still holding down the bottom side alongside Kirk. They'll go ahead and just duke it out a little bit as the rest of the team gets in position. I'm wondering, does Falcon Esports actually want to contest this, or do they let it go? They might have to rely on Kid X setup potential. He's got the implosion ready as well as the flicker. There they go.
Okay, here comes the Shadow Stampede, but Royal Milk goes in with the Infernal Pursuit. Implosion gonna connect, paired up with the Feathered Airstrike, but Super Prince once again with the Netherrealm. That's going in from the back line, but the Electrifying Beast gonna bring down King Kong, but Royal Milk once more gets 2, a double with the Infernal Pursuit. No, make it 3. Kirk answers with a kick. Kelra gonna feed him off. Double also for Kelra. But Falcon Esports, they won that trade. They got 4 kills plus this turtle.
It's looking like Royal Milk again gets the triple kill. All that under the tier 1 turret too. A great fight from Falcon Esports, and that'll also get them a turtle. So they've got that fight in them, and Fnatic Onic now has to adjust from that. You know, it was a great initiation at the start, and they responded well, but then they just get collapsed down, and that's what the Phoveus does.
Yeah.
He allows you to just go ahead and get the airtime with the Infernal Pursuit and just dunk on people, turret or not. And so Kelra nearly getting that tier 1 turret up on the top side. He's going to be fine. Guiding Winds out. Dax will get his first item locked in now. Starlium Scythe. Glowing Wand also for PX7. Some of these first items already coming into play.
Okay.
Mid lane though.
Energy Eruption. Gonna try and poke down Kid X, so he doesn't have the health to zone out the members of Fnatic Onic Philippines. And looking at the previous clash, apart from what Royal Milk did, we have to commend again the mid duo of Kid X and PX7, but we have to commend Brusco because he goes in with the Guiding Wind. Woo! And now saves Kelra. That was 2 objectives, resources expended by Falcon Esports. On the other hand, Royal Milk here trying to zone out Super Prince. Kirk, will we see a kick? And it connects.
There's the kick. They're going to find the target. Kid X out of the picture.
And now their next target is Royal Milk. Super Prince clutch Netherrealm once again to out-sustain the damage of Falcon Esports. And this time, no trade for Falcon.
You see the amount of utility that we're talking about. Oh, Benny could be in trouble.
Oh, use up the red. He still has the Purify, but here comes our Startling Eagle bringing King Kong with him. And bang, bang, boom, Benny goes down.
Benny nowhere to run. Not going to be able to get away from that. Again, this pressure that is put on with the utility, whether it's a Guiding Wind, whether it's a Netherrealm, it's so much mobility that FNOP wants to play around with, that Falcon Esports is going to have to adjust from it. But still, you have to take a look. Jungle's doing fine. Dax is there. PX7 will go ahead and clear out the wave with the Feathered Airstrike, and now Turtle up. Last one in the game. 1 for 1 for both teams. Still, Falcon Esports can choose to fight this. They're going to keep Benny up on that top side, possibly trading if they can. Royal Milk will go ahead and just hold this front side. Uh-oh. Hold on. They got to watch out, though. Kirk on the hunt for this, too. Still, this could be a full-on fight. 5 versus 4 here. They're going to force Kid X back. Dax might try to jump in. Gets... Oh, no, he's in trouble.
Oh, the kick flicker combination from Kirk to take down Dax. And now they're going to get a turtle, but Benny answers back with a turret top takedown. Now, Fanatic Onic Philippines, they're in a roll, in full control. King Kong used up his retribution to force PX7 to use the flicker and wings by wings. Fanatic Onic Philippines holding to a 1.7k gold lead.
Good push from Benny. At least they got something out of it, but Fnatic getting a whole lot in this. They're going to drag Kid X.
Shadow Stampede, forced to use the Sacred Hammer for Kid X to walk away. And now the thing is, the thing that's happening right now, Falcon Esports, although they were able to get previous trades during the first 4 or 5 minutes, it wasn't the proper target. I mean, looking at the composition of Fnatic Onic Philippines, they're going to feed all the resources to Kelra because he's going to be the main win condition of Fnatic Onic Philippines. And if you keep him alive, even if Brusca falls down, King Kong falls down, Kirk falls down, it doesn't matter as long as the gold standard is alive for Fnatic Onic.
And that's what I'm wondering for Falcon Esports, just with everything that they have available, going against even the 3 Purifies alone, and then we've all seen it before, how Kelra positions himself. The reason why he is called the gold standard is something that they want to be able to go and solve. And looking at the items, you know, they are falling behind in the gold lane here. King Kong, tanky enough, confident enough to go and just fight for this purple buff. Might force out, the red trees goes in. Gonna be fine though, they do kind of disengage, keeping Kid X at bay here. Not sure if Falcon Esports actually wants to take a fight. They're just kind of slowly whittled down. Yeah. Even with the Ghost Bursters alone, the turret finally falls. Kelra working on it. Now for the tier 2. The focus here, they might force a fight. Kelra, the damage!
One more! So Kelra gets a kill onto Benny. The next target is Royal Milk Infernal Pursuit. He's going to bring down one with him, but Kelra says, I'm going to take 2 and bring them down. Fnatic Onic Philippines transitions to the middle lane.
Again, Kelra now under the turret. The tier 2 is in trouble. PX7 is gone.
The aggression of the Super family. I mean, all throughout the game, they're grouping up, finding kills. Even if you look at the lineup, Falcon Esports, they have a good counter initiation with Kid X with the implosion, but the problem is, he's having a hard time sending because Kelra has proper targeting. The main damage dealers of Falcon Esports are falling apart even before Kid X has an opportunity to cast his ultimate.
My goodness, the amount of damage that Kelra has right now, as we saw just from that glimpse, as Lord is secured now for FNOP. You know, what is he at? Hosclaws, he's got the Berserker's Fury, he's just got the Rose Gold Meteor Dog, he's got, you know, Malefic Gun too. He's got all the space in the world to work with. And so with this, Falcon Esports falling further behind in this game 1, they're gonna have to go ahead and get ready for a defense against this Lord push. You still have that wave pushing up top alongside Kirk into that tier 2 as they get ready. They might have to pull a miracle play out here with Kid X. If they can get things set up, King Kong on this side of the jungle.
Okay, Dax still gets his purple buff. And here comes the force. Fnatic Onic Philippines will take down Royal Milk once again. They have a Lord marching in the mid lane. You know, looking at the game, it's not a good game to be a Farser right now because the dive composition of Fnatic Onic Philippines is just too much. I mean, you have Cho, you have Matilda, even King Kong has been diving for Fnatic Onic Philippines, and now they're sieging in with the Lord. PX7 casts his Feathered Airstrike, but has to cancel it right away because of the threat Fnatic Onic Philippines has.
Looking to close the game out, still with the Lord marching in. Falcon Esports has to go ahead and defend. They're getting whittled down. They will take care of the Lord, though, so that might be all they get. FNOP still waiting for the rest of the waves to push in. They want the rest of the base turrets, but now in full force, Falcon Esports. Can they hold on to their base? The shields are going to pop. Kelra just taking a couple shots there. Look at the damage on Royal Milk alone. And there they go, still trying to end it here.
Oh, the implosion is their last effort, but Super Friends once again save the Super family with the Nether Realm. But here comes the counter-attack coming in from Falcon Esports, gonna bring down King Kong. One member down for Fnatic Onic Philippines, but they're gonna transition up top and try to bring down another target. Look at